Ladies and gentlemen of Bachelor Nation, we have breaking news to bring to you this morning. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. How it all ends. The 2022 season of The Bachelorettes, starring Rachel and Gabby. Reality Steve has the final spoilers. We're going to read those for you in this video. If you do not want the spoilers on how the season ends, now is your time to exit the program. Follow me on Instagram at DNeals. I'm also going to be going live this morning, as I do most workday mornings, on Patreon, patreon.com/Dave Neal. If you want behind-the-scenes content, that's where you can go to get it. Now, before we get into who it is who may or may not have won this season, and I mean win, we'll have to see how it all plays out. I think the rate of couples actually staying together is something like 4%. It doesn't work out, guys. It's not a good path, but here's who is in the potential running for making it to the altar, and we're going to get into that right now. Two people that are not making it to the altar are these two men. I like to throw you guys off with a little red herring, people who it is not. So just so you guys know, this is how I do my work with Dave setup. I show you guys how I make all my thumbnails. The guy on the left, who is not Rachel's man, oh, that's on the right, is this guy. And the other guy, hold on the left is not Logan. So who's this guy on the right? I already forget their names. Is it Zach? Is that Tyler? Is that one of those guys? Anyway, I know you're screaming it through your TV right now. So anyway, that's who it is not, and that's me on the beach. Not me as well. It is also not this guy here, although they did have good chemistry. It is not this macho man. So anyway, let's get into it. Reality Steve posted right here on his blog. You can go check out the full article, realitysteve.com. He's recovering from an Achilles tear. He had to get surgery yesterday. I think he said he's in crutches for like a couple months. Oh boy. So wish him well on his page. And we're going to get right into his spoilers right now. Here's what he had to say. The Men Tell All tapes today, Thursday. Hopefully I'll have some news for you in the coming days. Got to believe that Hayden, Logan, and Nate will definitely have hot seats. Maybe Tyler too. We don't know the TV schedule for the rest of the season yet though, so it's tough to know which guys in the final 8 would be there. Casting weekend for The Bachelorette was last weekend. Spoilers, 2 corrections on things I'd reported this season when it comes to the final 4. One thing I hadn't figured out all season was who was Gabby's 4th hometown date. Well, as many of you suggested, you were right. She didn't have one. Johnny, Jason, and Eric get hometowns with Gabby. Nate gets sent home on his one-on-one next week, and that leaves Spencer and Logan. Neither of them get a hometown. I don't know what happens to Logan that gets him eliminated. I just know he doesn't get a hometown, and Gabby only had 3. The other correction, which I guess is pretty big, is all season I said it was between Zach and Tino for Rachel. And it is, but I guess you need to throw Avon's name in there because Zach finishes 3rd. Avon finishes 2nd. Okay, Avon made it all the way to 2nd. Good. And then the winner of this season of The Bachelorette. Are you ready for this? Rachel is engaged to Tino. As for Gabby, she's engaged to Eric. So there's Rachel's Tino. Happily engaged. Congratulations. There they are, folks. And then here's Eric. Very nice. Looks like some sort of European pop star, right? Not too flashy, but he can sing a couple high notes. There they are doing it for the, oh, hey, look. And then he's got the stamp of approval from the grandfather there. So a big surprise to many that this is Gabby's final pick. Let's read what Reality Steve has to say about it. I know that'll bring up a lot of thoughts, doubts, contention, whatever you want to call it, and that's fine. Expect that every season. Just will tell you what I tell you every season, judging edits, social media likes and follows, and who commented what about who is pure guessing. It's not going to 100% confirm anything. I stand by these spoilers. Well, you don't stand because you got surgery, so you sit by him. Yeah, okay. Now, knowing what the ending is, you can kind of piece together the season promo that aired Monday. What I can say about Zach is this. His conversation with Jesse in Mexico, where Jesse is telling him he needs to tell Rachel the truth, happens after his overnight date. And I can't tell you the exact wording because I don't know, but that's essentially Zach eliminating himself. Whether it's him telling Rachel he's not ready or that it's too serious and he's not there yet with her. Like I said, I don't know his wording, but that convo with Jesse is a precursor to Zach telling Rachel something that eliminates him at final 3. Aven is your final 2 guy, and yes, I'm aware of the shots in the preview of Rachel in Aven's room crying. I think it's safe to deduce that Rachel sending Aven home at final 2, so it's just Tino on final rose ceremony day. All right. Okay, well, I don't know if it's safe I don't know if it is safe to deduce anything from Rachel's crying because she's crying in every scene. Hey, crying's healthy. It's good for the emotions and all that jazz. So here are some of the men who didn't make it here. Doesn't this look like a sort of a college quartet band musical group that's trying to pick who they're going to let perform that day? They're like, well, Logan, you just haven't been hitting your falsettos lately. And Logan's like, but I've been building my resonance, man. And they're like, yeah, but you're falling a little flat on the high C. And there they are. Okay, and then who else do we have? So Nate didn't make it. There's some chocolate he can have on the flight home. Okay, well, let's see what else Reality Steve has to say. So this is going to be interesting. Rachel's going to have a guy eliminate after. Did I read that right? After the fantasy suite? Is that did I catch that right? Because if that's the case, that's a no bueno. If he eliminates after they potentially pump Palmer's. Did I read that? We'll have to see how that all plays out. We're trying to reverse engineer this right now. As for Gabriella, I've heard the rumor of happy fingers. I've heard the rumor of Jason leaving at final 2. Heard it from 3 different places, twice in the last 3 days. But all I care about is getting stuff confirmed. To me, that's still a rumor. But considering I did hear it from 3 people, if you're asking me, do I think it happened? I'd lean to about 60-40, maybe 65-35. Hey, maybe 66-34, who knows? That it does happen that way. We do have footage of Gabby in Mexico walking away crying and then in the moment questioning if she can be loved. That could be Jason eliminating himself, but I haven't gotten that confirmed. Once I saw the season-ending promo on Monday and so many things pointed to a doom and gloom with both Rachel and Gabby doing nothing but crying, I think the average fan looks at that and immediately thinks they end up dumped and alone. But after all these years, all that did was prove to me the season ends with 2 happy endings, like I'd been told. They're both engaged. The promos are just a misdirection like they always do. Then when they show Rachel's face in a room crying and talking to someone and immediately give you a shot of Tino's face, you pretty much can guarantee it's not about him. It wasn't. My guess is that was her tough conversation with Zach after overnights. So Reality Steve has his daily roundup, his podcast that he now does daily, which I hear has been a really big success. So if you want to hear him talk about that, go to his podcast, or you can go to realitysteve.com and check out the rest of those spoilers. So here's what Gabby had to say about this past week. They just spoke with Variety. It was definitely hard experiencing it and something that we didn't get to plan for. I don't think anyone really knew how the men would react because they're navigating this territory just like we are. I think it kind of mimics real life dating. Women feel this way, not because of anything we've done, but because of the way that men make us feel. So I think it highlights that, which is why people find this season so relatable. I mean, the guys are just trying to find love too. What are we blaming them for making her feel a certain way? That's odd. It's hard to watch for us. Nobody deserves to feel unwanted, but that's just a fraction of the guys. Most of the guys are there for us and making us feel special, but I think we cling on to the lower moments. I get it. I understand. Here's what Rachel Recchi had to say. Rachel, they asked her, Rachel, you faced a lot of rejection in last week's rose ceremony. Did all those moments actually happen in a row? She said it definitely was multiple in a row. We weren't really giving out that many roses that night. Ultimately, I don't remember how many I had, but it did feel like one after another. And it was really hard for me to keep it together throughout the rose ceremony. Ultimately, I think that's what needed to happen. No one could have predicted it, so we were just taking it as it came in the moment. And they said, do you think it's fair that as the lead, you are not fully in control? And then Rachel said, I think Gabby and I were navigating new territory. No lead has ever been in a position to face multiple rejections in a row. And I think ultimately what I would love is for people to give us a little bit of grace. Of course, being rejected is not a good feeling. You always want to be chosen in a relationship. Yeah, absolutely. Give them grace. I'm going to be covering some fallout that Ivan received from his podcast, The Vibe, where he said, it's kind of a red flag-ish the way Rachel's canceling dates and responding to things. Then Katie Thurston responds and said, hey man, you haven't been in the position. You don't know what it's like. So we're going to cover that. And I think it's important that people can share their opinion and also give grace. I think we can do both things. We can walk and chew gum. We can share our opinion of what we're watching in the show, but we can say, hey, but you know what? It's just a curated show. We don't know how it actually goes down. Let me know what you guys think. Keep the spoilers in the comment section within the spoiler videos. Don't share spoilers in non-spoiler videos. All right, folks, more content coming your way. Make sure to go to patreon.com/Dave Neal if you want to check out all of my behind-the-scenes bonus content. I've got a brand new video up on there where I do a taste testing with my fiance. We're getting married in 65 days. Woohoo! See you guys in a little bit. Bye.